much that I love you. Let me tell you, me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, said no chance. But you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me one say that me love it, that me love it, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder. Without my baby, without me love, without me love. And no dance and sing and a ting, because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Chada, 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 chada. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Chada, 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 chada. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under to get under. I know, but your love in my life control that. I laid out my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings they come my way, and all the bad things they turn another way. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's a for me. Greetings and gratitudes, family. Well, we back with another motherfucking hot one, beach. Yes, we is. I'm gonna be just like this because I'm not looking as good as this picture right here. And I was supposed to get up and get down get dolled up. A bitch was not feeling it. But gratitudes and greetings to my family. We are here with music industry affiliate Madoon. Let's welcome him to the stage, and I will allow him to now introduce himself. Madoon,
Yes, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you just fine. How are you?
I'm great. I can't complain. How about you?
I am well, very, very excited about what's getting ready to take place right now. So, I just gave him the name. I called you a music industry affiliate, but I will allow you to give as much information as you are comfortable with giving.
Okay, so I do work with celebrities. I write music for well-known celebrities. Um I'm not really sure how like how to like go about it. But yeah, I write music for celebrities and during my time, writing music, I experienced a lot of things, a lot of things people look up and research. And for like a long time before I even got affiliated into the music industry, I researched a lot of stuff for years. And things changed because as I started to get into this stuff, it became like real. Before I even was like actually doing music physically, I manifested it. And before I was working with these artists, I had dreams about them. And there's a big artist that's out, and my dream, he had this artist who I work with or worked with in the dream. And the person, she immediately tagged him and explained, like, a friend dreamed that, so that was like the catalyst of me kind of seeing that all of this stuff connected. You could intervene too anytime because I'll be scattered sometimes.
Okay, well, let's go back to here. You've reached out to me almost a year ago.
Yes.
What led you to reaching out to me?
Oh wow, this is a funny story. A friend introduced me to your video. She kept saying, "You have to watch her. You have to watch her," for so long. But I was so working on my project and stuff like that, so I didn't really get a chance because she been trying to put this Tasha K on me. But I don't really watch her. I don't watch her. Um, and when I see you, I just connect. I was like, nah, I felt like I knew you. Was like, why? I've seen this lady before in my dreams. I don't know. I just connected, and then you did a really a touchy interview with me, and I went to the same school as her. And every morning we
With
used to have to
Naya?
listen to her sing the Star Spangled Banner on the intercom, that they had played. And
Are you talking about Naya
I
Rivera?
knew that you were saying certain things. Say that.
Wait, I said, are you talking about Naya Rivera?
Can you?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit.
Just
Wait a
went blank.
minute. Uh-oh. Can can you hear us, Madoon? Uh-oh. Madoon, you may have to click out and come back in. Wait a minute, you guys. There's something happening with his service, I think. And oh yeah, he's had to come out, come back in. Okay. Let me
Yes.
know.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my phone just like start glitching and it starts saying the volume going up and down out of nowhere. That was kind of weird.
Okay, well, we experienced a lot of that. Okay, so I was asking you, are you talking about Naya Rivera?
No, Whitney Houston.
Oh, wait. Now you said repeat that because you kind of broke up. So let's go back. You said you found me how?
Well, a friend introduced me to your videos, and when I seen the video with the Whitney interview, it was a lot of things that I just knew. It was this feeling, and I just connected even before that. But that video was like really intense because a lot of things that was talked about, I seen or experienced, and I'm like, nah, she is the real deal. And from there, I just been watching, and I just felt the need to just reach out because it was a lot of things that a lot of people need to understand that's going on in this industry, and it's really not what people think. And you will be a fool to go in there thinking it's about your talent because it's really not.
Okay.
And
You said it's really not about the talent. Okay. So if it's not about the talent, Madoon, what is it about? Uh-oh, his service is acting
can
up
you
again.
repeat that? Your phone is like glitching a little bit.
Okay. I said if it's not about the talent, what is it about?
It just goes blank.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay. We can hear you, but it's a little choppy, but we
Can
can
you
hear
hear me?
you. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we
wow.
can. That is so strange.
Yeah, it's a little choppy. I can hear you now.
Okay. So if it's not about the talent that you have inside of the music industry, what is it about?
Let me try to
Madoon? Okay.
change the set.
Okay, cool.
It's like every time I can't hear you.
If I need to call
It's like
you,
literally.
you think I should just call you?
Oh man, that's crazy.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to
I'm
take
gonna
you
try to
out.
leave out again and come back.
Let's see if I call him, will we have I unforwarded the calls as well. Okay, let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought maybe if we do it this way, because they can hear you this way as well, maybe we
That's
have a better
perfect. That's
chance.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I heard about, you said it's not about the town. That part I heard that part.
Yeah. So if it's not about the talent, what is it about?
It's about the energy. They need the energy because basically they all make impacts with different entities on different levels. So they basically shelving people's souls. And you mentioned something, and I was like, yo, it's crazy because they don't want you to know about the intimate process of this experience with these galactic beings that have a fascination with music, and they're interested to see how you understand this process with connecting with them. But they bring this devil concept in and they burn you out. So it's like the ideas and the ideals. And if you can make it through that whole phenomenal and experience, you can release the energy. They're harnessing energy, and a lot of them don't know. So once you realize that you are the instrument, you break free out of the deal. So it's like they're capturing people's souls and they're like shelving it on like a lot of them work with like the clip offs, like it's like the other side of the tree of life and stuff like that. So they
See, you're saying a lot
basically
of things that a lot of us may have not ever heard, or these people may not
okay.
even know what you mean when you say that.
Okay, so like the clip off is like it's like the tree of life, but it's other side of energy that we supposed to go into ourselves, like the shadow work and release the trauma and stuff. But it's like a self-created hell that they keep you in this bubble, so they split your soul in half. And one part is the physical part is here, and the other part, the astral part, is on this realm. It's a dark, a low density, and they're using your soul for their purposes and things of like when it's necessary for them, and they know how to do this stuff. It's like we a lot of people not aware of what they're doing, but they're literally doing rituals in front of our faces. But all of it is not bad because everybody is different, like houses and different energies and like currents, and it's about utilizing. A lot of them work with like the Goetians, the keys of Solomon, and understanding these energies inside of you. But a lot of them get burnt out because of the drugs, and that's the big part. That's how a lot of them get killed because they're not aware of this telepathic communication that's going on with you and these entities. So you bring it in these other entities that kind of invade in this moment. This
Okay.
process that's happening, and they're tracking people with different type of, like you said, different contracts and stuff. Um,
Now,
I so okay,
no.
yeah,
Okay. So this is what I want to say because we never said that we would say who you worked for at one point, but
okay,
there's a female that you used to do work with. That's a very well known music industry singer, rapper, whatever she considers herself as. She is highly publicized as quote unquote a devil worshiper, or she always gets that. Is that true for who she is?
So you know what's so funny about that? A lot of people don't understand certain things, so they categorize it as that. However, because it goes according to your personality, that's how they come to you. Certain people use things or train things the wrong way. So when you finally try to do good, it takes a long time to reprogram these spirits because of what you was doing. So it can affect your mind in a lot of different ways if you're not mentally stable to understand. And some people get consumed with this power, and it goes into African traditional systems. A lot of them is in Palo Mayombe, and if you know about that. You know how instant and powerful that is.
What
So
is that?
I
For those who
it,
have not heard of that, I have not. What is that?
so it's like a traditional system from like Cuba. It's supposed to originate it. Basically, to what I know and how it is operated, you have like these pots and these different elements, like the microcosm and that other word micro something. And it's a spirit that lives inside of these pots, and it's like familiars, and you send them out and they do what you need them to do, spy on people, whatever it is. If it's good, it's basically what you use it for. But it's working with, like, it's necromancy, working with the dead, and all of that stuff. Some
So,
people get,
okay. Well, wow. Because you breaking things down and bringing things in that I, had not broke down or explained in such a way. This is deep. Okay, this is deep. Now, reason why I asked you today, like, hey, can we just go on and do this? Because after my live yesterday, you sent me a text message that I didn't see until today, and it was of a shadow being that looked like a reptilian standing behind a regular person. And you text me that, but you also said something. Explain that reason why you sent that.
so what you've seen in that picture is how they mount you. And if anybody know in the process of like when the spirits and stuff is mounting you, and whatever spirit is, they have to go through like a thought process first to then make you start to act. So it start with your thoughts and then your action, and then they fully take over the body. So my first time really experiencing that in the music, I was at this really, I don't want to say the lady name because she, I don't know what she's doing. She don't feel me with me. But it was like a party, and oh my god, it was weird because I could still feel like, how, like, I don't know if a person ever tried shrooms, and when you feel like you're melting in something, it was like they had these shadows over them, and they was all like, like in that Roman Greece when they all laying on a bed all together, and they're like gawking each other and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had these spirits over them, and they just standing there looking, because this was my first time, so they was trying to figure out who I was, and I'm more so like, I don't know what the fuck, why are these people stand like staring at me like that. So I'm with the celebrity, the bodyguard behind us and stuff. So they all coming over bringing drinks, and they whispering, and it was like one of Mark Jacobs' close friends. She was this lady. She was there trying to really get me to screw her, and she just kept following me. So it was weird. But they just kept bringing stuff over. So something said, get up and go around, because the place was like, we was in a big building, and it went up to some floor, and then it was like a rectangle, and around the whole rectangle was different parts of the party. And I got up, so the security guard looking to see where I'm going, and I walked around, and it was just like they was like, not, I don't want to say having sex, but it was like as if rubbing a body up, like they was taking the energy out of each other, or like it's making my body weak to like this, because it was like that feeling. And I'm looking, and even before at the fashion show, it was like they all was like, they just didn't seem like they had feeling or emotion. They
Mm.
always shaded. They was it was a really, but they had these things over them. I can go into about another experience around that person when I've seen that inside of that person.
Okay.
And oh my God, this was when, because I got to go back a little, because my spiritual godmother, before she died, she was telling me about all of this stuff. And it's weird because I was at this person's house. They was in Brazil, but I was at their house babysitting alone. And my spiritual godmother died on the third day I was there, on the fourth day. And at the second or third day, I had this just feeling in my chest, like it was like this strong feeling. And her daughter called like, mommy passed a cardiac arrest, a heart attack or something like that. And I knew I was insecure, but I couldn't process it. I'm not even gonna say that they had anything because I don't want to, but it was a weird time. But when I came to the mansion house and I'm there and come back and I noticed there was a difference and it was like this old hag that was mounted them. And they knew this is the other thing too, because they knew that I've seen it, but I didn't say nothing. So they was trying to see what my react. I swear to you, not. They was trying to see because this was the first thing. Well, it's shrooms because I seen it and something was telling me don't do the shrooms, but I knew like at the study I knew I had to play a role, like be like in there and just kind of like watch and see. And I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, them motherfuckers know who I am. They can actually get it. But it's weird because out of millions of people, I'm the one that summoned, and I'm the one that could do it. It takes some years and stuff to do it. I can do it in seconds. So think about that too. It's funny because, but anyway, it's damn. See, I'm getting distracted because it be so much. There's so much happened within a short.
I understand.
They seen that I seen it, so they gave me the drugs, the room, because they had to see. And I knew my whole fear. It took me 5 years to even try shrooms because I wanted to research all of that shit before I even got into that, make sure I was right. So I knew my whole thing was seeing a fucking reptilian, whatever it was. Whatever it was an old hag lady, and it was this awkward pause. Like, you see it. This is what it is. But then there was other things that made me conclude that because the scaly skin, the always lotion them up, always dry. It was a lot of things. So because they plotted on me, but they lost. It was a lot. It's a whole story.
It almost sounds like you are describing the one lady that popped out a couple months ago. She was everywhere. She's an old genome, old looking lady, old witch like. You seen her with Drake and Jay-Z and Offset. Like, she was everywhere. They called her an industry witch.
It's a lot of them. The thing is, these people know who I am, and I don't even know who they are. That's another thing.
That is a scary thing. That's where I am.
They was coming to my house, and people thought I was fucking bugging. Let me tell you something. Before I drink to this place, before I moved here, I drink to this place. Let me tell you something. My homegirl, she came here, and I had a dream that a girl got raped on the second floor. She came to my house screaming at the door, and she said, "He raped me." I looked out the door, the man standing there. She said, "He raped me." I pulled it. That's where I was at, because I'm scattered. My spiritual godmother was telling me and warning me stuff that was going to go on. She said I was going to go to a lady. This is now, because all the stuff she said is manifested now. And she said, "Is back then." When she was telling me to tell her that she wanted to help her, reminded my before my spiritual godmother became my spiritual godmother. When I first started doing readings, but I don't really do it, she was a client of mine, and she came to me, and then I ended up years later. I didn't know who she was, and she ended up helping me, and she started warning me about stuff, and she said this was gonna happen. So she told me to tell her this, and when I started telling them about these people that was deactivating their poser and stuff, they were like, "How the fuck do we know?" So during the time when KW came into the picture, when it was a project that was going to be worked on with him, if you know who that is.
I don't.
KW, a big superstar.
KW.
And now.
I don't know.
Okay, Kanye West.
Oh, God. Why can I think of that?
When they came, because, oh my God, it's so scattered, because it's really a lot. And I really want people to understand how deep this shit go, how they
well, we got time.
Praise you. Yeah, they praise you. I was a gold. They praise you, and then they make you feel like shit. See, I didn't sign my contract, so I didn't sign it, and I can say what the fuck I want. And I don't care, because I don't fear them, and they know that. I walk in a room, and they say, "Oh, he's controlling the energy of the room." Damn right, because I'm not a sucker. The thing is, all the people sit around and they don't even look motherfuckers in the eye. I could curse.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry. They
You're
don't even look
fine.
people in the eye. But I go in there and I'm an individual. I see that what, and I want a lot of the young people to understand. Know yourself spiritually. Know what you're getting into. Know what you're trying. If I was so thirsty to sign that contract, let me say this was the loop. What I was signing for, what they were telling me wasn't the project that I was signing for, but they was trying to keep me in a loop to stay there. So, and I don't care because it's real because my spiritual godmother told me they was going to try to report me. So having spirit, it exposed them. I'm sitting there, and now I hear audio of them talking about me on the audio. It's funny how a lot of stuff got exposed and stuff like that. The thing is, the yes man who was, if you want to ask me anything, you can, because I will be so scattered.
Okay. So first, the first question was, someone asked, what color was her eyes and her hair?
It was gray. It was like you know how somebody get out of food and they've been in the food for a long time, but it was more so. It was like they was. It was an old hag. It was gray. It was like a light, like an astral body that was placed right in front because you could feel where they come in. They come in and some of them tingle in your face. It's like like for instance, if I'm doing music and I understand when that intelligence is influencing me, and I understand when the electricity is starting to change, and I understand I'm with that current, but it's what you use it for, and that's the thing. It, it was gray. It was gray, and it was dull. They even passed out too. We was in the basement and they passed out and they had to throw water in the face and then the white man had to come downstairs and pick her up to take her upstairs and stuff like that. And that was the first day we met and that was kind of weird because they was trying to like stand over me and I was like and they was trying to like you know how like you doing like I'm trying to put my hands like say you pulling like taking straws out of a cup, a lot of straws. They was trying to do something over my head like that. I was like and because it's scattered. When we did the thing with the KW, the artist,
Yeah.
the white girl, Flower Power, they did a hex on her. My spiritual godmother told me they was going to hit, but because she cleansed me and did everything, she said it was going to miss me. When I was over there, I'm opening shit up, boxes, whatever, and the feather came out. She got sick, started coughing, this and that. Got really, really, really sick. They had since the attack. If I didn't was cleansing this and that would have hit me.
Who the hell is the flower child?
The fucking the young and beautiful girl.
You have my complete permission to say the names because we're going to say allegedly anyway.
Yeah, allegedly. Because that's what they do. They're the motherfuckers. They do shit and they act like they don't know. That's a trick because they are clever. They are clever. They will do stuff. They will set you up, do stuff, and they act like they don't know what's going on, and then they send people. Like right now, they're trying to stop, like block me from. It's other people that want to work with me, but they started the conflict, but then they keep trying to be my friend, and they do weird stuff. They linger back and forth because I'm a young black man. I'm from Jersey, whatever, and they think that you black that you don't you just a hungry man for money, and it's not about the money. It's not about that because people knew what they was taking is more than the money. These people are sinister beyond like pack, blood drinking, all of that stuff.
Right. Okay. So I really want to kind of get into it because you've told me you've seen things, you've witnessed things, you've heard stuff. Now, the flower child, are we talking about Taylor Swift?
It's the other one. Who did a song with The Weeknd?
With The Weeknd?
Yes, the Lana Del Rey.
Oh, okay. I definitely was not thinking her at all.
They all witches. They all witches and wizards, and they all is in different houses, like in a ball scene. You got the different houses. They got the different houses in the Magic Kingdom. But the thing is, they get them because people who know that they are the power, they don't have to go to the middleman. So that's how all of the Dojas, and that's another one because I think she's from another planet, but she's stealing from this allegedly.
So you said allegedly Doja Cat.
Yeah, I actually, I'm on material with my vocals. If you want on material that she's on, you know, all those people are connected in some form or way, and they spy on you, and you can intervene and ask me what you want to know because, like I said, I'll be scattered.
Well, okay, because I want to go into some of the things that you've seen. Like you just said, allegedly Doja Cat may be from another planet. Now, Doja Cat have said before that she's a alien, she's a reptilian. She said these things.
Yeah, she definitely gives me like it's something in there, and I feel like they could be partially, taken over because that's what goes on. But it's definitely something. She's like they created her.
I've seen videos where they said they've created the Disney kids or whatever, allegedly.
They create certain artists and they put certain things in them. Like, for instance, she's a combination of certain people. They extract certain people's energy. That's why they keep certain people down to let certain people come up to mount their energy and stuff like that.
Okay, now pause real quick, Madoon. Pause really quick because you just said something that I keep saying, and I don't know if people pay attention because I truly believe they created and allegedly they created Rita Ora. They used some of Rihanna. I promise you, I feel like that.
That's what they told me. In order for me, this was the snake on the cancer. In order for me to work with them, I gotta give them me. Like, I gotta give them everything. Like, who I am. It even was to the point that was scary when I started noticing the same ad-lib heads or how they were watching me doing it. The same shit that lady, the girl, because that her spirit, something, the Lady Gaga and the best friend, that's it.
Yeah, I've interviewed her. Shit.
I had dreams about Lady Gaga.
What's her name?
They all know me.
Morgana. Lena Morgana.
The same thing they said. The studying the body gestures they do. It's like, and the people that's close to me, they see it. And I'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck? Because it started with the other people around that was trying to tether my energy. Like they was trying to like push me to the top, but take whatever it was. And the thing is, I'm unlimited. My creativity is unlimited. I do everything, and that's what they're not understanding, and they're trying to like figure it out. How do I do? Like they say, I'm a magician and I'm clever with words. So which language? Like my song, I was able to incorporate certain things and put it into something. But I'm teaching you, and I'm not utilizing it the bad way.
So what is one of the scariest things or the wildest things that you've ever seen?
I believe the characters, because it has to be either the character switching or the morphing of the lady or the demons at the party. I believe I'm gonna say because it's more. Let me let it come because it's right there, and I'm still trying to.
Well, let's talk about that while that comes to you. Let's talk about a little bit. When you said the demons at the party, we still have some people that just came on. Like, what does the demons look like?
They got this permanent smirk, and their face look like it's droopy a little bit, and their eyes like it's slanted, and they smile at you. But it's like they make it to where they like, what the fuck, I just see that shit? Because it's like they play the game. They like, for instance, when I did, and I'm sitting there, and I'm noticing that it's happening, and I'm looking, and then it's like it's watching me watch it, but then it's still concealing. Then it's like I don't know if they know because it's like damn, it's like they doing it without knowing it. So then they were like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" They start doing saying and stuff like that. But I think when the drugs is around, it helps them easily just be it a little bit more, and it's like you don't really know because it's like it's heavy. It's a really 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 heavy energy.
That's
This
so
lady
deep.
made
That is so deep. When you at this party and you see this shit, like what are you thinking in your mind? Like, are you wanting to leave? Are you wanting to run? Like, what are you thinking?
well, I knew I couldn't go nowhere because and what happens after the party, it was this is what really broke my heart because like I really like looked up to these people and I got put out the house. I had to hitchhike my way back out of the fucking boom. Like you know that cold when you breathe and it's like the smoke cold. I was
Yeah.
like where it was fucking like houses that like I had to hitchhike my way back with the thing this fucking cop man or whatever, and I ain't even gonna get. I say, do you know where the fucking train at? How to get back? And he pointed out like I got back, but that was a situation that really showed me that they don't give a fuck because it was like I felt like it was they what they do is they strip you out of your manhood. They try to tell you you're feminine. They want you to be a certain way, or if you just being regular, they try to demasculate you. That's the whole purpose. And I don't know why that's crazy motherfucker got trauma problem. That's I see. The thing is, they know that I know everything, but because I don't say nothing, I don't care. Like it is what it is. Everybody knows what's going on. You know, it is what it is. But the fact is, you got people that's trying to create my narrative only because they got caught. Your snake right hand went to the witch doctor. It's a lot of shit that I know, and I got all the messages and the audios and the hours of people talking about people. So they don't know what I'm gonna do. At the end of the day, I don't need to be in a part of the music industry. I have many different talents outside of that. People gravitate towards me. My calling is to help people understand who they are. Not to do music because I understand what it is. It may seem like it's cool, but you have to give a big portion of yourself for a little bit of time.
Okay. So we got a few more questions. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Shit, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Okay, excuse me. So the first question was, what is your thoughts on the Travis Scott concert?
I personally feel it's so funny because like for years I stopped talking about the conspiracies and stuff because you don't know who they not like you just said they and you don't know who is who. They all is invaded. So nobody is to be trusted like the neighbors. They got this gangs talking, they do it to me. They clock out my routine, but let me go back to that. This situation, I believe that even if that was a part of a ritualistic thinking, he wasn't in him because some of them are not performing. It's not them.
It's the demons that's puppet mastering.
Yeah, they puppeteering them. It's not really them. That's why when they come back, you can see who is mounted and when they not, how they move. When if you watch Doja, when they put whatever in her or whatever they did to orchestrate her, she came back and she moved different. It was this is what they do. They glitch them off and they take their rhythm. So when you see notice the greats who don't have that same flow pattern, you speak of another two big female artists who one something happened to them and caused them not to be able to tune into things. And I love her because she showed me love. But they took away something from her. They did something to slow her down. They slow you down when you're too expressive and stuff.
So
they have to lock your muse.
okay,
When
so
you
wait a
have
minute.
a big muse inside of you, they have to suppress that because you are influenced to masses of people to fuck up the algorithm.
And you feel like that's what kind of happened in the concert.
I believe it was other entities and beings that came in
It
and they
definitely the
actually
fuck was.
they
Some of them was
harnessed that
together.
energy.
Mm,
All of that is energy because remember, all of the songs. What is the song? And this goes back to a string trip that I had. They have to tether through the subliminals to stay alive because they're synthetic. So that's how they, like the little Nas video before that came out. They showed me that's how they take their energy, they distract it, and they're synthetic and they're utilizing the energy from the aurora borealis to stay alive. But they're cracking some shit out of. They doing a lot, and they know because they need our bodies because they can't get out of here. Our souls can. They can't. So they figure they could try to
use
infuse
our
in
bodies
one and out.
to
Yeah,
escape.
yeah. But they
Okay.
can't.
So another question was, wait a minute, let me get back to it because I've lost it. Oh wait a minute. Almost. Wait a minute now. I want to make sure that we get the questions that's being asked because I'm watching the chat and they have a lot to say. Okay, so they said ask him about the parties they have for the artists to keep their contracts.
The party for the see. I don't know too much, but I can tell you this. I know that it's certain people allegedly that you have to sign a contract before meeting them. And there's one person, I'm not going to say his name because I heard a lot of dark shit about, and we're going to get into that to remind me just to mention the blood.
You said
They got
blood?
people that, yeah,
Okay.
it's a man. I don't, his name is weird, but you got to like sign a contract because whatever happens around him, it can't be told because whatever type of magic and shit that they into is deep and is dark. Is like dark, like. But as far as the parties and contracts, everything you do is a part of the contract. Whenever you go to a show, whenever you go out to eat with them, everything is a part. It's a ritual. Because whenever you're
Wow.
standing next to them, they're ciphering the energy and they putting shit in your head. Remember, if you're mounted by these entities, they turn into on and off switch. So, like they said, it's renting out the bodies and stuff. It's not actually them. It's not a lot of them. Is not them.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you are validating what the fuck I keep telling people by the way of the spirit. The spirit does not lie, man. And the spirit has showed me a lot of shit that I can't validate because I'm not in the music industry like that. But I know what the fuck I know because I have to believe the spirit, and the spirit has not led me wrong yet.
It's
Oh,
really a dark place. One time I was in the studio, I'm gonna just say allegedly too, and the genome, and I this shit it shook my soul because I sitting there and they said you looking real young, and he said that's that baby blood, and I said and they laughed, and I looked over and I just put my hand by my mouth and I'm like nah. I could tell you I probably left probably like not to go because they tried to keep it there because they put paper to over to get that.
that's
It'd be
crazy.
they bring in the trays, you know, all the party favors, whatever it is, they try to drug you up and do what they try to do, and they record you, and they take the look. The other thing is, I believe, is a part of the ritual. You know those old portable camera things, the little cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You know the when you have to shake it and the camera come out, they do your the spells on those old fashioned pictures.
Okay, so okay, I'm glad you said that. So me and my Jay went to an industry meeting, and there were two genomes there. They would not tell us what the female did. She kept saying, I wear many hats. And so as the music from my artist was playing, they both went over to the speaker and put their hands on the speakers and closed their eyes. As
Oh,
if,
they summon in the spirit
okay, we said that.
to make it run around to follow the track. They, even that's John Lennon tell you, but I know that in a prime example, if you really want to know, if you listen to if you play a Keisha Cole and if you play a Rihanna old CDs and listen to whose CDs is louder, you can hear who got the shit in there. They put it in the music, but some people use it for bad and some people use it good. But a
Yeah.
lot of the symbols and stuff that what people see is not all evil. It's just that some people know how to utilize it, but they have to play a part and they have to keep a poker face. And it's little not like little not. He thought that they sucked him into the music. You may think that you
He
smart
wasn't
enough
gay
and
when he came out.
yeah, that's all a gimmick. They gave him everything, but it's a gimmick because it's going to burn out. You got to go do more and more and more because you set the standard so high, and now they're going to expect you to do more and more crazy stuff.
So when they put their hands on that speaker, like Maya was like, no, they putting something in that music. Like, I'm like, got to be, because they both did the same thing. They didn't do it together. He did it and she did it. And her hand was like upside down on the speaker, um, in two different places, and she closed her eyes. And when they looked at us, and that's all we was looking, they got up and left out the room. They didn't want to be in the same room with me.
Because they know who you are. And it is weird because when they do that, like for instance, they made me take certain things and listen to certain sounds, and I was told from a person that when this person was doing their album, they was playing some binaural frequencies in the other room to send it in this room to put that person under mind control because the thing is they can't break that person. I don't give a fuck when nobody says she knows what's going on. But whether people understand what's going on, but they still have their dark shit with them. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they not they only let certain people in that's not really is how far you gonna go with it. Like what you could do, but this is what people have to understand. The same energies and stuff they working with. A lot of people could work with that stuff on their own. Not that personally the bad stuff, but utilizing the energies within and get the same results instead of going through the middleman. And now, for instance, you going to this person and you working with Moloch or something like that. But that's the say this big person, we're going to say this big rapper, he got this pact with this person. But now all these little up and coming motherfuckers, I'm gonna make y'all make pacts with the legions that this person run with. So now y'all, you get how they trap you into the shit. The sex energy, that's the main thing, the sexual energy, because it's really the creative force that they burn you and take out that life force. A lot of them is cut off from their higher self, so they can't create how they want to and do certain things, and the other things have to come in. So that's why they got to hire and do all the other stuff.
So, did you hear all of the names? And it wasn't even all of them, honestly. We gave a lot of names yesterday of up and coming, quote unquote, up and coming rappers that were just mysteriously killed and taken out.
Yeah, I did. I actually did. I do. The one that stuck out to me was for some reason Dolph because I know I don't want to talk about that because when I see the video, it's always this the people that them that they it's like they got cons into the contract. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like because you don't know about the other side, the ones that you can't see. Like me, I was like I didn't have to because I'm still in a place where I don't give a fuck. I'm breaking away anyway. It's just that I'm still because I would have showed the papers to let people see certain words the beyond here and after. That what the fuck is beyond here and after?
Right, right, right.
And they don't understand that. That means it's not just for now. The next time we come back, because as soon as they whack you off, it is they utilizing that energy and they taking it.
Now, you
For
said don't
instance,
let you forget to talk about the blood. Let's talk about it.
oh, the drinking of it. You know, from what I was told, allegedly, they they drink it and it gives you power and all of this other stuff. And because I'm not gonna mention that one lady name because that's the brand, and I feel like they tried to drag me by mentioning the grand and messages. If I it, and it's not that I'm afraid, but I still have to be mindful because I hold the key to a lot of people, and we could mention that allegedly the yeah, I won't say allegedly the cave, one of the caves is killers allegedly
Mm-hmm.
henchmen. From
Wait,
what
what was
I
that
heard,
last part you said? Allegedly a killer of what?
they got henchmen,
Okay, yeah.
and allegedly from what I heard, she off somebody according to what was told to KW. So it's a lot of shit niggas is killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, they are.
Allegedly.
They are killing
And it's with
rapidly.
magic. They spying and they making people go crazy because they tapping into people's brains that they don't know nothing about, and they putting stuff inside of it and awakening stuff and utilizing it in the wrong way. A lot of the artists don't need to do what they're doing. Once they realize that they are who they are, you can release the energy, but they want you to harness it for their personal gain to see in them.
Wowzers. Okay. So I still have a few more questions if you still have more time. Um, I just want to understand a couple more things. I know you said you had plenty of stories you can go into, but the female that you did a lot of work with that we talked about in the beginning, and I asked you, I said she's people say a lot of things about her. Have you ever seen her do anything that you felt like was questionable?
All the fucking time. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. It's power. Manipulate, make people do stuff that they don't want to do, and they body stutter and eventually do it. Ruin. I'm not gonna mention too much about that room because I don't know what the fuck that shit was. I still don't even want to think about that. It's like the shit, the scissors on the wall.
Wait a
Like,
minute, you going out a little bit. Say it one more time.
like scissors on the wall, all of that stuff. Yes,
Sigils
but
on the wall.
yeah,
Mm.
into ruin of things. Um, trying to get me to take the stuff that ruin and but it was always something that would get me out of this because when my spiritual godmother did what she did, she gave me my old boom bracelet and old boom just bringing things to the light and yeses and when I came around and I was everything is so different, but it was like fuck when I came back around it was like the soul was born. Whatever happened, I'm so scattered right now because it was a reason why I was saying that because something happened when I came back over there and it was like they do something different.
Well, I like that you said the sigils because I feel like people don't necessarily believe that the sigils have power. You can create your own sigils as well. Um,
That's what they do.
yes, and they take our magic and they've applied it. So when I tell everyone, the deity started coming to me because this is what they told me. They said that they're using their energy in a negative way. And that's the only way they've ever used it. And they're tired of it. And they want to be used for something greater.
They want to leave, but a lot of them feel like there's no point of like they don't want to go to the oneness because they feel like they won't grow. Like there's no need. They are content with being here.
Mm-hmm.
It was something I wanted to say, and I'm so distracted. You mentioned something that was just very important. I'm trying to think because I know a question they said the scariest thing, and I'm trying to go back because it was other stuff that happened.
So have you, how many, like you've seen people be mounted? Because I get mounted. My vessel is sometimes taken over by the deities. And people think that it's an act. People think that it's fake. Like when the deities came through the other day, I had no fucking idea that they had signed contracts on my head again. Do you
And
understand about that?
the, the contract, it's like Star Whacker. They get people to whack you when you're a person that stop. You basically are coming in between what they know. So like how Whitney, when she's supposed to went to Jerusalem, I believe, or something like that, she was coming back to save the people, to bring them back out of the darkness, but they stopped her. So you're the person, a beacon of light, and you helping, you saving souls. It's like the dream when the man that sits in the train station, he got all those people's souls in those vials and stuff. And I was coming to save them. You're literally saving the people, and you're coming in between on what they doing. So they gotta do everything that they can. Me, they knew that like I'm not gonna say anything, but they don't know what, like, to what extent and stuff like that, because it's things that I won't say about the whole flesh shit, all of that, because I heard that allegedly that they eat flesh, but it's they do put contracts on people's head. This is what here, since we talk about that, because you just said this, what made me fucking scared when they said that if such and such dies, then this will be a major hit. And from that moment, I knew that it was bigger. And then the close friend said that they won't sacrifice me. It will be them that they are sacrificed. But I believe that they was trying to sacrifice me because the lady who first taught me things and did my spiritual guide when I first met her, she told me that they needed blood and told me to be careful because the sacrifice was needed. And I had a dream that they sat me up in this big house, and what it was 2 weeks ago, they asked me to come to the mansion down in another place where a lot of magic is ran with the Kodaks in them. And some spirit was saying no, something, because it was, remember the snake situation with the person on the thing that was plotting to do all the shit. So I knew that because we haven't had anything resolved in that way, that when I go down there, I felt like that was going to happen. And then seconds later during the conversation, after we was on the phone for like 30 minutes conversating, trying to, because I have to keep people don't understand. They're like, why? It's not that I have to be mindful of how I still maneuver, because it's things that I'm still have to not do, but it's kind of hard to explain, because like I did what I need to do, but it's like they're holding off on it because they want more. It's like they want me to be a person, and I made it to where that I didn't have to do business around them anymore, to where I could work from home. And that was mad because they was like, oh, why he's not coming on? It was that. It was like they wanted to build a depth up with me to ask the things, and I didn't. And it's like they put you in a depth. They see the thing, they don't know anything about me. They don't know my family, nothing. But I know everything about them. So it's like, it's funny. It's
Okay.
Like, who knows that they know?
So there was this situation where I talked about where I was like, I went to Atlanta under a different guise. And when I got there, it wasn't really what I thought I was going there for. And I was taken into a studio where I sat down with some witches. And they basically, at that time, that's when they told me that I was doing work in a spirit that I didn't have permission to do, and that I was cocky, and that I was, that there were like hits on my head from industry people. And that's when I found out that they had been watching me and watching my videos. And at that time, they brought the little young boy in, and I didn't know anything about him, but I didn't know when they brought him in. He was like, oh, are you Queen's Domain? And I'm like, yes. He's like, oh, it's money on your head. I said, oh, so I heard. But later on, like this year, I've spoken to him several times, and he had caught a charge, and they were trying to make him look like a pedophile. But what people didn't know was that I had been speaking to him, and he caught this charge. And his brother reached out to me because they thought I was doing work on him, magic on him, tearing his life down. And I told him that's not me. So his birthday is October 22nd. Mine is October 24th. One of the witches that he deals with is October 22nd. He said on his birthday, he told them he was walking away from them from the studio. He no longer wanted to do it. He said because the people in his life was dropping dead. And he thought it was me, but he wasn't sure. And he said every time somebody died, his career went up. And so then he when he told him he didn't want to be bothered with them anymore, all of a sudden 2 days later, this girl comes out and said he was molesting her son. And I told him, I said, listen, you got to play ball. You got to call her and tell her you're going to do what she says do. So then when she lets you out of this charge, you can break free. He called her right then while I was on three-way. She didn't know I was on the phone. And she said, I don't like how you've been treating me. We're family. You need me. No lie. He said, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. I'm sorry. She said, I need you to go to the studio. We hang up. When he did, a big name guy called. And as soon as we hung up, he called and he hadn't heard from him. And he said, I need you to come to the studio. I said, well, if you go, don't smoke anything, don't do anything. He still did. He went to the studio. That celebrity never fucking showed up. But guess what happened? The girl went on Instagram and said that she lied, that her son was mistaken, that it never happened. The girl even reached out to me. Nobody even fucking knows that. The bitch reached out to me. I didn't tell you, did I? I can show it to you. It's in my inbox. Because she left a message and she tagged me and I said, what are you talking about? And she said, it's the inbox that you I sent you. I said, you sent it to a wrong fake scam page. I have no idea what you are talking about. So once he tried to pull back out, the girl was coming back like, I didn't lie. He didn't pass his lie. Like, they will keep you in a bind. So then his brother ended up going to jail. They like won't let this boy out, period. He don't know one thing has to do with the other. Everything has to do with everything.
Once they give you one thing, is that's what people gotta understand when selling it to all of it's through action. Once you invite and take whatever it is, you're linked to them. And people don't understand how deep that is. That's like taking a souvenir from somebody. They're installing energies of some sort to invade your space and is deeper than what people understand, because it's like I can't really explain how it happens, but it's like shit that you would see in a movie that you would think is impossible. It's like real, like on a movie on the NBC show Passion, when the witch Tabitha, remember the little doll she used to have Cindy?
Yeah.
To look through the cauldron. That's what they do. They can see what you're remotely doing.
Yes. And a lot of times they use blood to do it.
Yeah, they activate the sigils with blood. There's not that it's always a bad thing. It depends like what you're doing that for, because blood is really important. It's their life force. That's why they want it so much, because it links you to the spiritual world.
Man, and the spirit told me to take some of my blood and get tattoos of sigils on my body, and they wouldn't be able to fuck with me, period. I'm just afraid to fucking do it.
You don't even have to text them. You can write them down if they got like codes and sigils. But I put some shit on my door everywhere, because I understand. In my building, the first floor you got a Palero. Down from him, you got people with some Enochian magic, chanting stuff, a Muslim Salam magic. The lady downstairs, she's a witch and she got a familiar. It's a lot. This whole building it's a lot. But it's deep when you understand how they could do it. Like even when leaving items, whenever I had a drink, I was like, take my straw and put that shit in my fucking pocket, because they do that. They collect your items.
Yes, because I'm telling you, I was going to do it to a motherfucker one day. I was like, if that nigga drink out that straw, don't touch it. I'm taking it, because I was going to fuck him up. But I didn't even have to do it. Something else happened. Anyway, but I'm saying, like, people think it's a fucking joke.
Do I think that that's a joke?
No, people think it's a joke, and it's not.
Oh, it's not, because it's serious, and they target everybody around you before they get to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They have to do that to make it to where it's like to let you know that you be the last one. They want you to suffer or endure whatever it is before it's like it gets to the other people. They got to make an example out of you.
Okay, well, let me ask you this too.
Hmm.
So I have told people, even yesterday, talking to Naya and Triple X or whatever his name is, um, they told me that they have taken over a very large population of the world. And people are not who they were at first. Do you believe me when I say that?
I do, and I say that because I people could think I'm bugging, but it was like they're not who they are. I really believe that. Like I have a close friend, and I still don't trust them because they're a genome, but I know that he knows things. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped speaking to him because I got hit to their mind control tactics and retired Texas, Yale University, Skull and Bones, that connected. And he mentioned about experiments up at Yale with the splice that shouldn't things that and people having those artifacts on their land and places and storages and shit. But they are not who they are. Like, and I've seen that with them. Even going to Long Island, a lot of reptilians live in Long Island, but they are not who I really, really believe that. Even family, I really, really believe that.
Okay, so listen, somebody sent me something today, and we could this be like if you have something else you want to bring, then you can after this. But somebody
Mm-hmm.
showed me a picture today, and they said, and I'm gonna call their name, not the person who sent it, but the names that we're talking about, so everybody will understand. They showed me a before and after picture of this girl. She's an influencer. Her name is Lil Perfect, Jasmine Hood, right? Now her pictures before, um, she had left and came back out, right? I'm gonna see if I can just find so I can read you what the person said because I wanted to give you the dates because the dates were very important, bro, and it kind of fucked me up. And I'm like, damn. Um, okay, so these are the dates that she's given because she said the girl left. She said, um, she came back with a correction on the date. She said correction on the dates. She started back posting January 2020. Then she disappeared October 30th, 2020. King Von was killed November 6th, 2020. Then she came back out January 10th, 2021. Now, when she came back, the first picture is she's wearing um, a diamond studded star ring on the same finger as King Von. But when she came back out, this girl looked damn near split an image to King Von, where she did not look like that before. When you look at her before and after pictures, she doesn't look the same. So I say that to say, Madoon, a lot of people have asked me, is this celebrity actually this person? And she says she feels like they're using his body or his energy or something. Um, and she feels like that's how it goes. Can you answer to any of that?
Yes, I can because it's so weird because this lady who comes to me and I help her or whatever, her brother passed away. And they was a part of some like a cult growing up and whatever happened to the brother, he was like touched during this time, but he was researching. Now he left these composition notebooks, and in the notebook, like it scared me because like when I first started like understanding things, I used to like draw all these pictures and things, and she's showing me, and I'm looking, and I'm like this looks like my notebook, but in the book, like a regular person was like, what they'd be like, well, what the fuck is he talking about? But in the book, it's like random quote, but during out the book, he's talking about soul replacement
Mm.
and exchange soul exchange. And then as we looking, because I started to research like little phrases or whatever lines, so I came across some shit called beat 'em up witchcraft. Now, beat 'em up witchcraft is a magic used for human trafficking to keep victims vulnerable and they use human sacrifices and put mount big deity entities and stuff. So he left his whatever he found in that a cult that they was in. He knew something, and the mother keep trying to get these books, and I told her don't give her those books because whatever he discovered in those books, they don't want nobody to know about it. But
Yeah.
that sounds like what you're talking about is exactly what that transfer of one soul from one body to the other.
Wow.
And I believe that is very, very real.
Because she definitely doesn't look like herself. I don't even know. She was even thicker. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like she had more breasts. Like everything about her to me looks like King Von now. From the way she stands, the way she dresses, like it's so weird. The tattoos, like it's so fucking weird to me.
That's what Elon Musk is doing, but he's doing it in a with technology, as in the other people is trying to where they doing it with the magic and energy and stuff, and he's using chips to transfer consciousness from one body to the next.
That
Because
shit
they
is
getting
crazy.
old, their bodies is breaking down, the sun and stuff is destroying them, and they need to get out. Some of them that don't have a body, so they roam into invade people's bodies,
Right.
like how
Looking for
the
hosts.
angels were. Yep.
Wow. This was super, super informative. Um, I'm gonna look in the chat to see if anybody has another question we can give to Madoon before we let him go. Um, okay, what's your question? Okay. Okay. So her question is when they're signing these contracts, and I'm gonna make it a two-part question. One,
Mm-hmm.
are they actually signing in blood? And two, she says, does the contract actually tether them to the entity that they're signing under?
Exactly. There you go. That's exactly. You're making a great. This is where, in the beginning, when I said that they're trying to invade this intimate process with beings that's using you to this music experience, but they're bringing these other entities in to make you sign to this being to tether your energy. So they're trying to control something that's a natural thing for us, and they're bringing in darker entities to make you make a pact with it.
Mm,
Did I answer it?
yes. Yes.
Because there was something else around that question with the she said something with the because they don't you don't see the whole contract.
Mm,
You don't see the whole contract. Like it's part of the contract that you won't see, and it could be locked up in some type of storage somewhere. And that part, that's the part that they could be doing a ritual on and stuff. It's a lot of different aspects to signing contracts because it's different. Like for instance, in a contract, you know, I would have had to be a call of service to make an agreement to go where they wanted me to go when they wanted me to. Personally, couldn't speak about certain things and stuff like that. You know, I'm not signing that shit. You talk about me, what the fuck I look like? I'm not talking about you. That's just it. But they know that
wow.
I'm real like that. I go in that room and they're not used to someone like me. So now they say, "Oh, he's being aggressive." Or no, I'm not. I'm not fake. And that's my problem. I'm not a puppet.
So are they signing in blood or no?
To a to a, to an ass to a
Not in the
how to say
beginning.
it? Not in the beginning.
Right.
It's not in the beginning because you're signing to like activities and stuff, but you don't know because you're not seeing that part of what is actually stating that. We people probably only see 1 or 2 pages of a contract when it could be 59 pages.
Wow. So you don't even know what the hell you signing your life away to. Okay.
Oh, one more thing too, I want to say if anybody else got something to say, they could ask. Is this one thing when they try to use me as a sex kitten to prostitute me during fashion week?
Whoa.
Yeah, that was the one that when I really understood, it was like, oh no.
Well, let's talk about it. Come on in with it.
Yeah, it was
What
like
happened?
because like I look regular. I'm not, hey, Miss Girl, all of that stuff. I was seen as a weapon because that's what they want, the masculine people. So the plan of that they had was to get me to talk to certain people to bring in certain resources for them, and that's when the whole big argument happened where it was an argument about sexuality and people trying to, place things. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Place things on me and stuff like that. But yeah, that goes on. A lot of people got to realize that too. It's a prostitution world. It's more prostitution than it is actual talent. They sleeping with people, and then that's like. Let me just break this down so they can understand this part. When you entanglements, and they was making that up, making that word a big thing too, because that's what they get the artists and entanglements with different entities. So that's what the sex parties, and now they end up entangled for all these different cords that they can't get away from, and they cipher off of their energy because they have you doing all these rituals, tying yourself up. So it takes so long for people to go away, understand certain things, and release the energy. Because remember, they want you to harness it, and it's not good. So it's like a lot of ways that they do it, and it's one man right now, and every celebrity that I feel like that I will speak to, I'll eventually speak to them, and there's one, and I'm not gonna say his name. He was drugged, and it's this shaman. He's from a Dogon tribe or something like that, and I knew this man was real, whatever, because he said things that nobody would knew, and he told me that they drugged this guy. That's another guy that you'll see him too with KW, and they drugged him through the popcorn, and they recorded him.
Wait, they drugged him through the what?
The popcorn,
Wow.
and they recorded him, and he woke up on a beach, and they got the video of him and the guy who, he was an artist too, but he wasn't with. They kind of pushed him out, and his path ended up him getting into a lot of positive spiritual things and stuff like that. But he was trying to use me as like a to get to him to see if he could help him like say this word to him, and he'll know. Like he knew this man, and he was saying they drugged him, and then he started mentioning a party, and when he said something, because that happened to that party too. That's what they do, but they certain people was already aligned to do that because they start you off younger because they need that 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 circuit to shoot you from your spine up to your brain, so they gotta like penetrate you and stuff. So it's a lot of torture shit that they do, but they struggle. That's why a lot of them broken. A lot of them, you may think that they happy, but they all is broken. They all be alone. They probably only have like two friends. Nobody don't
Mm-hmm.
answer the phone and sit on social media. Or it's weird. I feel bad for a lot of them because they don't have real people around them, and they hurt, and they don't have families.
So when XX Extension said to me yesterday that they did him like that, like they held him down first and gave him something, and he was debilitated, he couldn't move, but they recorded him as
Yeah,
if this was something that he was in pleasure with, but he wasn't.
yeah, that's exactly what they do. In his case, he was he changed because when he was promoting at first, and then he changed and he realized, because I feel like he realized his instrument and the effect that he had on people, and he was trying to awaken young people, and they knew that, and they whacked him off. Like
Yeah.
they got him out
There's a
because
picture of him that I saw with one of the guys from the music company. He had him on a chain, squatted down like a dog.
I feel like it's a big person that was jealous of him, and as he is with everybody else, and try to rain on everybody who's not culture. And I feel as though that he's a culture vulture, And I feel like a lot of them had something to do with that. Did he probably take some of that energy from them? That's a possibility because a lot of people, he had problems with people.
Are you talking about
He had
MGK?
problems. Yes, he had problems with big people.
I just saw him yesterday on this picture. This motherfucker got like these long ass claw nails, and him and his wife supposedly drinking each other blood and shit. Like it's a lot.
Because he was talking about that stuff at first. I believe he was talking about like demons and stuff in his music and all of that. And then I know he changed because I never really watched him, but I gravitated to the change because I was like, oh, he's experienced and he knows something and he don't know how to handle it or because they break you. Like it's too much for certain people to know what's going on once you agree to it and then you realize like, oh shit, and it'd be too late. Like once it's too late. That's like, and I want to. It's okay to bring this up. Allegedly, with Diana,
Yeah,
it was too late. She was and I believe from my experience of just my trip and whatever, she was astral projecting in that castle and she seen things and she thought she was dreaming, but she did, and they caught her. And a lot of things that I was told from what they tried to stage wasn't what it was, and they did a lot of bad things. And she said that type of evil that those people have, you have to be born with it. People
absolutely,
did. Yeah.
absolutely. This was so informative, and I appreciate you for even coming on. Um, because when you first reached out to me, like I said months ago, one of the first things you said to me was a lot of things you said is fact and true, and I know because I'm in the music industry, and so it's like I've just been waiting for this interview. So
I
I'm
had two, and I was a little bit nervous because there's still a lot of things that could be said. But just the fact, whatever I got out to say, people need to understand, you listening, like, understand who you are and your power. You don't have to submit to those energies. You can do that without them. It's not about the fame. If you can create your own world, connect to people, do it. Know what you're doing it for. That's what people get confused. Know what you're doing it for. Like, it's a
yeah.
scary game because like sometimes I'll be like really like nervous because I understand what's going on and I'm like, damn, I could be next. Just because, it's like just to think about you possibly holding a master's or just some type of ownership to things and you know that gets scary down the line.
No, okay, well let me ask you this too. Let's talk about real quick if we could the
Mm-hmm.
master's room where they put the spells in the music. Is that a real place?
I personally haven't been there, but I believe that it is a real place. I believe that everything is. I believe that is real because that's from what I was told and know they put that stuff in the music, different binaural frequencies. It's a thing that happens.
Wow. Wow, wow.
They tether it,
Yes.
and when that's how they become. It's just how they become alive because they. And this is the most important thing that you said that you've been saying a lot that I've been hearing and the people that go over people's head. The time loop. They can't exist, so they stuck in a loop, and that's why they're subliminal because that's how they exist. They stuck in this little time that keeps like that movie with them kids, and the time keeps resetting over and over, and they stuck. That's how they stuck. They stuck the same way. So they create through our low frequency energy their own world to make it comfortable for them, but they're stuck in a loop.
I love that you said that. If I could just have you say that shit one more time so people understand exactly what the fuck you just said. Because you just validated everything I keep saying.
It's like they're stuck in a time loop and they can't get out. So they have to create from our low frequencies
Yes.
and using the subliminals to tether it to because it's like the way that they showed me is like, you know how you put a sticker down on something? That's how they attach to the subliminals, and it's like they ride on it. It's like it like fuse them in a way. It's hard
Yes.
to explain because it's like like the movies when them you know the show Stargate with the ghouls and it's like
Yeah.
the things that connect to their spine and then they tether and they become one with it
Yeah.
like that. That's exactly what it is. It's the thing and it connects to your intelligence. But certain people in certain secret societies or uh, traditions, you know, mounted by it's like that too. But it's a different way. You got a good way and you got the bad way. Certain people use certain entities, certain people use certain entities, but it's based on how you use it.
It's how you program the energy.
Because I used to work at a botanical store, and 85% of the people was from the church.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's what you use it for.
Man, I show gratitude. Is there
I really
anything?
thank you for
Is there?
letting me come up here and expressing.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say before we get you out of here?
Um, without I'm not really sure. I pray for everybody, and I, you know, just hope that someone take heed to everything that I said and understand that if that's something that you trying to get into, just know what you're getting into and have a strong mind because it's not for the weak. Um, Drink water and just oh, that's what I want to say. Let me say this. Even with the bad of it, this all started, and I just want to say this, the power of manifestation. Before all of this became what it all was a thought. And my homegirl was a witness to seeing me manifest lyrics, to slowly manifesting these concepts, to slowly manifesting these people. It all can happen. So don't overthink that it can't, or don't think that you can't manifest or it's not possible because it seems far fetched. You just have to understand and have a purpose for these things that you're wanting. Some people want things and it has no benefit for the soul. As I got more mature, my prayers became about spiritual clarity and discern that stuff, not physical stuff. So, just always know what you're doing stuff for and do it from the heart and not for a physical gain because it's people that sell their soul for 3 years and they tell you it's more, but it's not. So
Wow, that's
I
interesting.
hope
Now,
that
wait a minute. So when they sell their souls, it don't have to be for always. Because a lot of living people be standing in my house or in my room. Like Mike Tyson was here yesterday, and I was like, "How the fuck is that?" Because you're still living, and it's a few of them.
I believe that that is like that movie with the Get Out, the Sunken Place. Is like a place that they holding them in.
Yeah,
And when it's like time, they bring them out and they use them and they keep them there. Like it's a movie, an old movie, The Serpent and the Rainbow.
I
And the
believe
man
when
has
they
the
come
spirits
back
and the
out,
jars and stuff.
when they come back out, Madoon, I believe it's almost like when I come back out, I have no idea what has happened. It's hours gone, and I literally will have to watch something back to understand what is taking place.
That's what happens to me with music. Like I'm aware of what's going on, but I have something that inspires and creativity. Like it's endless, and that's the same thing. I don't even know half of the stuff that I write. It just comes, and but I'm aware of the type of music that I make now, and I have to be responsible of that. But they don't remember it. It flashes over you, and then you look, and then as time passes, you don't even remember. Or some of them have doubles that, like they said, it's two places at one time. I can show you, and I'm going to send you this picture of somebody that they tried to clone or something. It's a guy who looks like me, and people keep saying it's someone that looks like me. And that was the scariest thing that I ever could see is a picture of someone who looks exactly like me.
Well, I've had that dream before where They clone everybody. Like they took me to this house in my dream, and I saw myself walk through the door, and I flipped over backwards out my chair. I was shook. I could feel it when I woke up. I was terrified, and they kept saying, "That's not you." I said, "Yes, the fuck it is." They said, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yes, it is. I know what the fuck I look like." You know what I'm saying? So they walked me through this compound, and it's a Geno man. He had blonde hair, a shaved face. He had on a red, white, and black plaid shirt with blue jeans. The shirt was tucked in, and everybody had twins. One set of twins were light skinned black girls. They both were pregnant. Like it was like a cloning facility type shit. And he told me, I said, "Well, what happens if they don't want to participate?" He said, "We'll just turn them into zombies."
It's weird that you say that because since that person came back from Mr. Spaceman, they wasn't the same. And I always kept saying, I think they cloned that motherfucker because something is off.
Wait, who is Mr. Spaceman?
I don't want to say his name because I don't know the alien man.
What's the initial?
EM.
Oh. Oh, I didn't even know he went somewhere. They're not they're not the same. We are inside of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. We're in that.
Yeah, I believe that. And I know, and they know because it's like they set it up in certain areas, and you know who is. It's like I'm telling you, I can walk down the street, and it's like they live. They know, I know. I can't even make it up. But that's how it is when you go around those people. They hutter around and they whisper and they all antagonize you at once, but they do things to kind of keep you off too much at one time, overloading you.
The shit is crazy, bro. Like even with Naya Rivera talking about how they make sure you see their eyes, just a flash to give you that scaredness, that fear.
Hell yeah.
You know?
And it's the most scariest feeling. I never will forget the day when I seen the lady do it. And this was let me just say this, it was Long Island, the conductor lady. And I asked her, excuse me, I'm just going to, and I looked and her face was melting, her eyes was like.
You said Long Island, like the psychic lady?
Long Island?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a place.
No. Who did you say from Long Island?
Oh, I said I went out to it was a train, the conductor lady.
Oh, understood. Okay.
Her face melted and the eyes went like, and in my head, I knew it happened because she stopped. It was like this knowing but didn't. And I said, when I walked in my seat, I said, if this lady come on this train with her glasses on, she shaped and she came exactly and she snatched the ticket and did not look at me. Like even if she had the dark shades on, she didn't look at me. She was a white lady. And then it was a coincidence because it was a weird man, like in the video, the movies that, you know, that one man that's like, they're trying to kill everybody. He was on a train talking about that the lizard people was here. And we had a long conversation, and it's so weird because I knew I was experiencing it. Even in Detroit, the same thing happened. I goes into the bathroom, and I was with a friend. He's at the mall, and this door just came out of nowhere, and the man came out of the door. He looked like the people under the stairs with the long hair, the tail, and he was moving as if he didn't know that I seen him. When I was stopping, it was like he was frozen. And that door was not there, and I still have a person that vouched for this. They have these portals and stuff in places, and they set them up. Certain streets, the liquor stores, at nighttime, they have vortexes that come and blow these places, and they collect all the energy at nighttime from the liquor stores. It's like they got harvest spots.
What the fuck? This is crazy.
And the Bloodvilles and everything. That's another thing too. People got to be mindful. And I keep saying I gotta stop. They said that too. They using body parts and shit, making skin wraps and all of this shit with our bodies, the melatonin pills, the homeless people, all of this shit is they doing.
Okay, one last question.
Hmm.
Is there a way for us to successfully create without being shelved, hidden by these energies?
That's the only way is to go into your. You gotta go into your dark side yourself. Your trauma. You gotta heal. You gotta go into that to where they can't shelve you because you healed through all your trauma and you connected your soul aspect, which is the feminine part that they're separating from you. The feminine part is on the low part of the tree of life. So when you connect that part and you deal with those trauma experiences and stuff, you can rise up. But they keep you down. That's how they shelve you through those energies.
Which is what we've been doing, the healing, bringing
Yep,
all of you back together as one being so you can heal and raise your frequency. Because that's what I keep telling you, everyone, they keep your frequency low. So we would have to go into that and do that in order for us to break away and create our own.
exactly. And being as though that they shelve them, they can use them anytime. Like they actually have people that do that for fun, or they any shelve them and use their energy when they want to. It's like people buy magic. It, it's like it's deep.
Mm.
They buy in people's spark or parts of that to become is real. Than more than what people may think, but it exists. And I've seen certain things to understand.
Wow. Listen, I'm so glad. I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. I'm so grateful to you
Yes.
that you came on and you did what you could do. You said what you could say. I love you from a genuine place for just reaching out in the first place, and then again today with the picture. So I show gratitude to you, Madoon.
I appreciate that, and same as well. Like I really admire and appreciate what you're doing because it takes a lot of strength for you to be able to do what you do, knowing how scary it can be and feel, and still to overcome that and do it. Like it takes a lot, and I just want to say this: it can only be one government. I don't know why the people do. Let me stop being shady, but I just wanted to say that because, like, you know, in this spiritual reality, we tend to have people that try to tether our energy sometimes, and it's weird.
It
It's weird.
definitely is. Definitely is. Well, I show gratitude, and we'll be back in touch with each other.
Yes, and I definitely I'm going to have some information like some screenshots and some good stuff that you probably really because I can't say that stuff, but you will really be like, oh shit.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me.
And once you
Absolutely.
hear the one that everyone is afraid of name, and then you're gonna start putting together. Then you're gonna be like, oh shit,
Okay. Yeah.
because she's doing that too.
Really?
Yep. But more than what people know, I don't want to say it because I don't know, but I think she's like the empress one, the one that be taking her creativity and shit. Like
Wait,
it's
the one to be taking
crazy
what?
people creativity and stuff like that energy.
Yeah.
It's in charge of who is seen and when and that they have a lot of power and I don't want to say that they bad, but I know that I dream of them and dreamed of them a lot. And the one dream with her, Whitney Houston, and Brandy. And this was when Brandy was. I'm sorry, let me just say this. When Brandy was going to the BT Awards, when Kmart didn't get awarded, and I had a dream, and it said Whitney said dismissive, and they said that someone who wasn't worthy enough to receive recognition showed me in a dream, and they just said that other one was saying this about B, Brandy, the other one. So
I'm
she
not
knew
sure who
things.
the other one
Yeah,
is.
yeah. You said you don't know who the other one is?
No, who you talking about?
The other B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. You say you believe she's taking people creativity. Yeah, well, yeah, I've heard a lot about her because she definitely isn't herself. So yeah,
yeah, but I know she appeared in my dreams. She comes because she wants my music.
she's come to me several times in my dream. Her and I have walked around the projects and spoke. I've dreamed of her. I've dreamed of Cardi. I've dreamt of a couple of them several times. B has come to me several times in my dream.
Rihanna crossed me over to the other side. That was a weird ass dream. And Lady Gaga, I was in a place and they all knew that I was awoke, and she chased me out of the place in all white and black. But they know me. Like when the Bad Romance came out, that was a time of when I guess my spirit came back in my body. Something reset it, and I had deja vu that I already lived that life. And they showed me that's how I came up with all of the creative concepts of all of the characters and stuff, because it was downloaded again, and they showed me that I already experienced that. That's why this time I'm breaking away from it, because I think I was a part of something from what I was told, and I chose a different path.
You've written a lot of songs, would you say?
Oh man, yeah. For that person or just in general?
In general,
No, it's crazy because I didn't. Probably 12, 13.
songs.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah, but yeah, but yeah, it
Did they
was.
take your
I'm
credit? Because
still
I've
fighting for
known
a
that
lot of
they've
that
taken
stuff.
people's credit. Did they take your credit?
You know, it's so crazy because that's where I'm at. I'm fighting for things that I didn't get credit for, things that I did get credit for, and still waiting for certain things to be received. But the whole thing is because of the track, it's like now they're going to try to push it. Well, this is the only way you can get paid. So I'm like at the point where, fuck it, I'll walk away with my piece. You keep the song. You just better make sure it hits. And like that's where I'm at with it right now. People like that knows me like, oh, don't just walk away. But it's like I'd rather walk away with my peace. Like at the end of the day, if that's how you gonna go about it, like you so cool. I mean, but it's like it's the it's them. It's just weird how they do. I don't really care. It did make me feel sad because as a man, I look up to someone that's not even my gender who inspired me to want to do music. As a man, and just your just what you stand for, and then it's like to finally meet those your not idols that I don't have idols. It's just like you see a whole different. It was disappointing. It was a very disappointing experience. I don't wish a lot of the things that I went through being called out my house at late hours to help people under allegedly spiritual attack. When in reality they was the ones attacking people. A lot of shit, a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted time, a lot of slave work, a lot of bullshit.
I know I
A
keep
lot of
saying this
bullshit.
is the last question. This is the last question,
It's so
but
fine. Whatever you have to ask,
well, okay. So I'll try to make this the last one. But the
Mhm.
question is: any feelings toward the two young sisters with the locks that we are now looking at? That seems like she's being mounted by beast energy or some shit.
What's so crazy about that? I have a lot of uh, uh, she, they are. I don't believe that that's them. They are somebody from before that came into them. Their talent is out of worldly. I do feel as though that they are the one is going through the process. The other one didn't go through it yet, but she is because of Disney slightly. But the other one is actually taking like how it's one for the team a little bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's doing that right now. She's going through a lot, but they only going to use her because at the end of the day, she still is compared to Beyonce. So it's like they're not going to let her rise like that. But I do feel as though that is going through certain process, whether she is aware of it or not. It's through the clothes you wear, the jewelry, the earrings. It's more than what people think. But I do feel like the little one, she's different. Like she is more of like an individual. She's more flow. The other one is to the standard of society, but she's the one going to be passed around a sex slave. That's the one that's going to be in there.
So she's taking it for the team. She's taking one for the team, so the team will grow.
Yep. Because that's what you got to do. Somebody got to do it. That's why they tried to send me out. Hey, you go do it. You a new guy. You work for it. They told me that's what the motherfucker said. I didn't work enough to have a fucking opinion.
Wait, they said what?
I didn't work enough. The same shit these people told them. I didn't work enough for me to have an opinion. And you know why I decided to do this interview? Because I felt like I experienced so much and I still was forgiven to these people time after time. Because I'm thinking like, well, damn, you get caught up like these celebrities and that. But it's like, fuck no, I don't believe people don't even fuck with me like that to come to try to come at me like that. Motherfuckers know who I am. So why the fuck would I let these people, when there's millions of people in the world, y'all motherfuckers summon me here out of everybody. So I'm not about to let y'all treat me like I'm lesser than when y'all need my talent. And I had to keep storing that in myself because they was trying to take that away from me. You're not good enough. Oh, you only rap like battle rapper, this and that. Like, but yet here I am making records.
Right.
It's like they do that to discourage you, to make you feel like you're not on their level. In reality, I don't even fuck with nobody. I'm better than them. And if they listen, I'm better than you. And you know that.
Have you ever seen them do the whisper thing, or do you know what I'm talking about when I say that, where they have somebody keep telling you how fucked up your face is, but you're so beautiful, and that's causing them to go and get all these surgeries and look fucked up?
Oh my God, we speaking about that. Yes, I'm the motherfucker that try to make motherfuckers not go out and do the crazy motherfucking shit that motherfuckers is doing, trying to encourage people to love yourself and this and that. Yes, they do that because they feel like your body is the temp, your body is the money, is the brand, and then they gas you up to try to do all the stuff. Oh, let's do this. That's what they do. They do. They will whisper and it's so fucked up because the thing that people go against, they end up doing it. And that's the prime example of what we see with that. Anything that you talked about, you do. So it's like, that's what they do. They will encourage you to dress a certain way. This is talk about put a crop top. What the fuck I look like wearing a crop top? They do some weird shit. You be like, what the fuck? Or sleep, keep begging you to sleep with them. The worst, the weirdest, scary shit is them trying to force you to eat.
Eat what?
It's food. Like, it's weird.
That's why Spirit always tell me not to eat the food, nobody's food.
I go around, when I went around, it was, I'll just take a water. It was nothing. And it was, why he's not doing this? It was complaining why I'm not asking for anything. Because I was observing this shit. Just sitting around taking all of this shit in because I knew that it was going to be a day that I was going to have to break. Because since 2008, 9, all back then, just researching the industry heavy when all of that stuff was happening, I was embedded in it and trying to figure out what does the industry and aliens and the tax, what does all that have to do? And I figured it out. What is it? And they don't want people to understand it because they trying to control it that resides, your power. They're trying to control it. And it's fucked up.
Wow. This is crazy. And one more time, this shit has been informative like a motherfucker. Again, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you, man, Madoon, for doing whatever, you could for us. I appreciate you. And again, we're going to speak again.
I appreciate you as well. And another thing, too, I want to just let this, don't be surprised if you see another, and I'm going to show you the picture. I can do that. You're going to see another DC girl, that girl. You're going to see another girl look like her who they made her into.
DC girl.
That picture. Yeah, the Doja Cat girl. I'll tell you where they got her from.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, but you have a great night, and I appreciate you even taking the time out, and we'll definitely speak again.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Peace.
All right. Have a great night.
Yes. This shit was deep as fuck. It just really kind of blew my mind. I'm glad he was able to validate some of the things that I've said that the spirit has shown me. Now, I'm watching the chat and I'm seeing um a lot of y'all. Like, are any of y'all also in the music industry? Cause I was seeing a lot of shit and I'm like trying to figure out if some of y'all were in the music industry as well. Well, I don't know, but it seemed like it. Because by me looking at the comments, it seemed like some of y'all were in the music industry as well. That's what I was asking for. But I mean, this was deep. I show gratitude, and we'll come back and talk about some shit, do some readings here in a little bit. Um, and yeah, this shit was deep as fuck. I love y'all from a very genuine fucking place. Enjoy y'all evening.